This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, fine. We were discussing something about control statements yesterday. Okay, what actually is a control statement? Okay, in general words, if you want to discuss something about control statement, okay, control statement is simply nothing but which guides you to execute the program. I mean, it guides you to execute in a fashion to get your result. Okay, in a program. Okay, there might be a number of lines in a program, a number of statements in a program. That is different case. It is not mandatory and it is not at all needed to execute all the lines in a program when you are in need of executing a particular task. Okay, so what you need to do here is we need to implement some sort of control statement such that the task becomes easier and the execution becomes faster and the result will be appearing very faster when we are executing the program. Okay, so these control statements are simply nothing but they help in controlling the order of execution in a C program based on the data values and the conditional logic. Okay, it is simply dependent on the data values that what we have already given and what we are passing in the runtime and control logic. Control logic is simply nothing but the logics what we are going to use in if case or whatever we have seen yesterday. Okay, there are different control statements. There are different control statements: if then else, else if, switch. Okay, these are the main control statements that are available. And there are few looping statements. What are the looping statements? Looping statements are simply nothing but if you want to execute a particular task for n number of times, then we need to use looping statements. Means same statement. If you want same statement to be executed for 10 times or 20 times or 100 times, there is no necessity for you to type that particular statement 10 times or 100 times. If you write a looping statement like for loop statement or while or do while statement, that simplifies our job. Okay, no need to write that particular statement to be written 10 times or 20 times or 100 times. Okay, and we are having some sort of branching statements like break, continue, and return. We will see what actually they are: break, continue, and return. Okay, so that you can understand. If I say something about now, also you will not be in a position to understand. Okay. There are four main categories of control flow statements. They are like sequence, selection statements, repetition statements, and transfer or jump statements. They are simply nothing but sequence statements are like if we are having 10 number of 10 statements in a function, if we are going to execute all the 10 statements in the function in a sequence, then it is called as a sequence control flow. Okay. And if we are going to do some sort of selection statements basing on some sort of conditions or some sort of criteria, then they are called as selection statements. Repetition statements are nothing but loop statements. Just now we discussed for, while, and do while loops. Next one is a transfer or jump statements. Break statement, continue, return, and go to. Okay, we will see about the fourth one in the last of this control statements. As of now, we will understand that these three now. Okay, sequence structure. Okay, we have seen this program yesterday, right? It is simply nothing but what does this program actually mean is it will take input of a student details. Okay, student details in the stent. So in student details means it will take the roll number. Okay, it will take the name, It will take Telugu marks, English marks, Hindi marks, Maths marks, Science marks, and Social marks. Okay, finally it will calculate the total marks, and it will calculate the average also, and it will display for us. That is what this particular program is. So what we are going to do here is we are going to follow some sort of sequential control, such that the order of the input what we are giving, in that order it is getting executed, and we are in a position to obtain the result. What is that order of giving input? The order of giving input is simply nothing but, if you want to calculate the total of six subjects, okay, what you need to do initially, you need to give six subject marks. Okay, six subject marks are like Telugu marks, English, Hindi, Maths, Science, and Social. Okay, before giving these six subjects marks, okay, what you need to give is, you need to give the student details. Student details are like a student name and student roll number. Okay, so that we can identify which student details are this. Okay, if you are going to enter more than one student details, okay, after entering, you people might be getting confused that whose marks are this. Okay, so for that, what we can do is we can give the student name, student roll number, followed by six subjects, such that the program will calculate the total of the six subjects, and it will calculate the average of the total marks obtained by the student, and it will help us in displaying the result. That is what this particular program will do. Okay, this is what actually the sequential structure is. Okay, next one is a selection structure. Okay, selection structure is simply nothing but we people might be having many things in our mind. Initially, for example, we will come out of the program. Okay, initially, if somebody has a plan of going out and having a dinner, okay, initially they will think that they want to have some sort of North Indian style dishes, and they would like to finish their dinner. Okay, but while starting, they have some sort of other constraints, that why can't we try some sort of South Indian dishes or Chinese dishes or some other type of dishes, such that it will be like tasting different kinds of dishes. Sorry. So in that situations, we need to decide depending on our mindset. Okay, so here what we are having a simple condition, like when you are looking outside and you are planning to go out, if it is raining, okay, you people will take an umbrella and you will start. If it is not raining, you people will wear a sunscreen and you will start. Okay, that's it, right? So simple example can be like this. If it is raining, you people are going to take an umbrella and you will start going out. If it is not raining, what you people will do is you people will wear a sunscreen or goggles, and you will start. That's it. Okay. Now, this is what actually the if statement is, and the if statement syntax would be like this. Okay. Now, we will have some small examples so that you people can understand. Okay, this is just now I have typed and kept it ready instead of wasting time. Int a comma b. Okay, what I am doing here is I have already typed hash include stdio.h, hash include econio.h. Okay, and I have written a function main, and I have declared integer variables a and b, and I have initialized the values 5 and 4 in a and b. Okay, now what I will do is I will check the condition. If of a is less than b, print f of a is smaller. Okay. If of a is greater than b is smaller, right? So what I am doing here is I am passing the values a5 and b4, and I am comparing in if condition. If a value is less than b, this statement should execute. If a value is greater than b, this statement should execute. Okay. As of our understanding, a value is 5 and b value is 4. So obviously this statement is correct and this b is smaller should execute. Okay. Let us see now. Correct. B is smaller. Right. Second statement is executed. So what we are doing here is we can write n number of conditions here to satisfy the input what we are giving. Okay, as per our need, we can write n number of conditions and we can display the statements what we want to display on the screen. Okay, we can write n number of if conditions. If there is no restriction that we must write this this many number of if statements. Sorry. Okay. This is what the if statement is. Okay. If statement. If the temperature is greater than 85, it will print it is hot. If not, it will print it is chill. That's it. Okay. Next. This is what the program actually. This is what we have also seen. If of a greater than b, print a is greater than b. If not, b is greater than a. I have written in statements. A is smaller, b is smaller, like that. Okay. We can write anything as per our need and as per our understanding in the printf statements. There is no restriction, right? We need to write these kind of things in the program. Okay. Next, if else statement. What is this if else statement? It is an extension of if statement. If n number of if statements are there, it won't be good in a C program to look. So what we can do is we can include some sort of else statement in the program to make it clear. If one statement is going to fail, obviously the second statement should be true. This works in these kind of conditions only. How, in the sense? We will see some example. Okay. If a student is going to get 65% marks or 65 as grade, okay, there are only two conditions that if a student has secured more than 60 is pass and less than 60 is fail. No other conditions are like if he gets more than 25 or 80, he will be getting distinction. Okay, if he is going to get 50%, he is just pass. No conditions like that. If he gets 60, he is pass. If he gets 59 and less than 59, he is considered, he or she is considered as fail. Okay. So what we can do here is, here we are writing a equal to b, sorry, a equal to 5 and b equal to 4. Now what happens is, if of a is less than b, if it is true, this statement will be executed and rest all the statements will be skipped and the control will be coming out of the program. Okay. Now we are having only two values here, no more than two values like a and b. If one value is smaller and other value will be obviously greater. Okay, we know that both the values are not equal. Okay, so if one value we are comparing is smaller and if it is going to fail, obviously the other value will be bigger. So it should be the result. Okay. Now, if I change this, will you think it will work? If of A is less than B, print A is smaller. Else A greater than B, print F of B is smaller. This should work. Why? Because if first statement is going to fail, this statement is going to be executed obviously. Okay, now we will see. We are getting some error. Correct. It is asking us to remove this condition. Why? Because there is no need of writing the condition. Why? Because if one thing is going to fail, obviously the second one will be the true. Right? No errors. B is smaller. Correct. Right? And compared with A and B, B is smaller and it is present in the else statement. So this is going to fail and it is going to pass. Okay, if I write like this, okay, let us compile. So what I am doing here is I am changing the condition such that this condition is going to pass here in the if condition and this is going to be printed and the loop will be coming out of this particular function. We will run it. B is smaller. The first statement is executed. Okay, that is what actually the else is, if else is. If else. Okay, next, else if. This else if is an extension of if else statement. Means we are extending the if statement from step by step manner. Okay. If we are going to write multiple number of ifs, the statements would be becoming more and the program will be looking very huge. So what we can do is we can write the program in a smart way such that the code will be small. Okay, the code is simply nothing but the number of lines of code, the program size. The program size will be measured in terms of lines of code. How you measure water in terms of liters? Okay, in the way a program will be measured in the terms of lines of code. Okay, so if we are going to use these kinds of conditions, obviously we can reduce some sort of lines of code such that the program will be becoming smaller and it will be easy for the developer to understand again if he is going to check for some sort of errors. Okay, that is what we need to understand. Else if is a keyword. Okay, we know. And the syntax here is like this thing. Okay, now we will go to this program again. And else if of A less than B. Okay, I will write it and I will explain. we are passing values a equal to 5 and b equal to 5. So a and b, both the values are equal. In this condition, is a greater than b? It is failing. Else if a is less than b, it is also again getting failed. Else if a is not equal to b, means a and b are not equal, this statement is going to be printed, but it is going to fail. Finally, this statement is the only option available that both a and b are equal. So this else statement will be displayed. We will check it. See, a and b are equal. So what we can do here is we can write maximum possible ways of checking the variables that whether those two variables are same or not equal, or if A is greater than B or B is greater than A, or something like that. And if we want to have, if we have some other conditions, even we can extend it with the else if, okay, like that, and we can write else if statements, and we can extend the program. But if we are having only two variables here, we will be having only four possible ways of checking the conditions here among the two variables. So we are having only four conditions here. So it checks, the control will check the first if statement, and it will check the next else if statement and next else if statement, and finally it will go to the else when all the three above statements are going to fail. If any of the statement is going to be succeeded, or if it is going to be executed, or if it is going to be true, that particular printf statement will be printed, and the rest of the statements present in the function will be removed or will be skipped, and it will be coming out of the control, out of the function, and the result will be displayed. Okay, now we will go back to the same no errors. B is smaller. Now if we are going to write this, A is smaller, correct? A is 3 and B is 4. So we can say that A value is smaller and B is 4 in this condition, second condition. This statement is not displayed, this one is not displayed, and this one is not displayed. So all other statements are skipped, and the control is coming out of the loop when only the statement is becoming true. Okay, this is what actually the else if statement is. Okay, and we will see the theory part for other control statements, and we will end the class today. I'm really feeling very sick actually. I don't know what is happening to me. I'm struggling from some sort of food poison issue, and having the cold and cough issues seriously. I'm taking medications, but it is not getting cured. Okay, please try to understand my health issue. I will try to cover theory part for a while, and we will end the class. Okay, for next 10 to 15 minutes, I will take the chair and I will wind up the class. Okay, next is the switch case statement. Okay, switch case statement is also called as a case statement. Is a multi-way branch with several choices. Now we have just seen if else if statements. Now we are going to see switch case statements. What is this switch case statements? These switch case statements in general, when they are used, are like if you are going to give some sort of input in the runtime, and basing on that input, if something needs to be displayed, then obviously this switch case statement will be used there. Okay, it is a keyword actually. all the control statements are keywords. No need to worry about that. Okay, it will be fixed. If you want to use it, you need to use it by using some sort of keywords like if else, else if, switch, and all. Okay, each label must equate to an integer constant and each must be unique. Okay, when the switch statement executes, it compares the value of the controlling expression to the value of the each case label. Okay, if we see the example, then only you can understand. Syntax will be like this. Okay, syntax is like a switch non-long integral expression. We are going to write some sort of expression here, or we are going to write some sort of variable here in which we are going to pass the value, and we are going to match it with the case, and we are going to execute the statements present. Okay, now we will see this. The switch statement will first enter the case one. Okay, if the case one is true, statement 1 will be executed. If it is false, it will check for the second case. If it is going to be true, statement 2 is executed. If case 2 is also going to fail, it will go to case 3. Okay, if case 3 is going to be true, it will execute statement 3. If case 3 is going to fail, it will go to case 4, like that till case n. There is no restriction that we need to write only this number of cases in a switch statement. When this kind of number of cases will be written is like if we are going to have more number of variables, or if we are going to have more number of input, and if we want to compare those values or something like that, then we are going to write this switch statement. Now I have one small example. See this. In a week we are having 7 days, right? First day is Monday, second day is Tuesday, third Wednesday, fourth Thursday, fifth Friday, sixth Saturday, and the seventh one is Sunday. So the day starts with one from Monday. Okay. Now what I am doing here is I am taking the day as a integer value, and in day I am going to pass only integer values like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and I'm going to take the integer value with the help of input from the keyboard by using this scanf statement. Okay, and I'm going to compare it with the different cases available in the switch statement. Okay, if I'm going to enter 1, it will match with this one, and this particular statement will be executed. If I'm going to enter 4, this particular thing will be matched, and it will be this Thursday will be executed. If I'm going to enter 6, this particular case statement will be matched, and this particular printf statement will be displayed like that. Okay, so if the input what you give basing on that, it is going to display the result. Okay, now see this. This is some sort of a typical program what we have already seen. Okay, today I got some doubts from few students. Okay, it is like they have done some mistakes and they have given the screenshots and they have asked me to correct it. It's very good actually. I feel very happy. Okay, similarly, when we are going to enter two values for A and B, and if we want to perform some sort of arithmetic operations on the two values, okay, we can even use a switch case statement here to execute it. Okay, it is not like I want to get all the 4 results and it should be displayed. If I enter two values and if I give the operator, okay, the choice ch is simply nothing but the choice. My choice will be like, after entering the A and B values, my choice is like to add two numbers. So if I give plus symbol, it will display the addition of the two numbers. If I give subtraction, it will display the sub, subtraction of A and B. Okay, if we press star like into, it will display the multiplication of A and B numbers. If we press a divided symbol, that is what the division symbol, it will give us the result A by B. Like modulus, it will throw us the result. Okay. Default, if we are not going to enter any operator like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, other than that, if we are going to enter, it will throw us an error that enter correct operator. Why? Because it is expecting either plus or minus or into or divided by or modulus. Only these five operators are expected for result generation and to be displayed. If you enter some other new type of operator which is not known to the compiler, then it will throw you an error that enter the correct operator. And this is like a number of months. Okay, and here what I am doing here is if I enter month value as 8, defaultly it will display August month and it will display the result. Okay, if I change the value here or if I take the input value via screen by using scanf statement, I can display other months also. Okay. Okay, we will stop with this. Sorry for the interruption. Really, I am very sick. I'm feeling very tired actually. Okay, we will continue on the Monday class. Okay, from repetition structure. Okay, thank you very much, guys.